what I always tell y'all, connect the dots in any situation. And this is another situation where we just have to connect the dots. Now, there's one player on the Fever.
Everyone saw the clip, but almost nobody understood what was actually happening beneath the surface. At the conclusion of the recent matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Las Vegas Aces, the cameras caught a moment that is now sending shockwaves through the entire league. Stephanie White and Becky Hammon were locked in what looked like a friendly exchange, but Hammon did something very specific that caught the eyes of the most observant fans. She covered her mouth while speaking. In the world of professional sports, that is the universal sign for a conversation that is strictly off the record, something you don't want a lip reader or a stray microphone to catch. While the general public thought they were just laughing about a play or sharing a post-game pleasantry, the reality was much more calculated. Rumors are now surfacing that Hammon wasn't just saying hello, she was issuing a subtle warning about a move she was already planning to make. It wasn't a friendly chat between colleagues. It was the opening move of a roster heist that has left the Indiana front office in a total state of panic. The name at the center of this storm
is stated. People get confused on this, so just to make it clear, players can still be waived after today, but unprotected contract becomes guaranteed, so teams will need cap space.
Is Justine Pissott, a player who has quickly become a fan favorite despite her limited time on the court. She's the kind of athlete who shows out in the preseason, engages with every single fan on social media, and brings a level of raw energy that the Fever desperately need in their current rotation. But despite her clear potential and her high production in short bursts, the Fever organization kept her on a developmental contract. In their minds, they had her locked away in a safe place where they could develop her at their own pace. They thought they had all the time in the world to figure out their roster numbers, but they forgot one crucial detail. Becky Hammon and the Las Vegas Aces are always hunting for an edge.
There's big rumors floating around out there that Caitlin Clark could be headed to LA. And if that is the case, we got to give shout out to Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock was the first one to kind of break that story.
Reports have officially confirmed that the Aces have tendered an offer sheet to Pissott, and this isn't just a regular contract. It's a high-level power move designed to exploit a loophole that the Fever seemingly overlooked. By offering her a standard roster spot, the Aces have essentially walked into Indiana's building and tried to walk out with one of their most promising young pieces. Because of the way the league's transition log works, this move has triggered a ticking clock that is currently the loudest sound in the Indiana front office. They have exactly 24 hours to respond, and the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just about one player. It's about the legal mechanics of the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement. The Fever are now backed into a corner with only two possible exits.
I believe she's hurt. And yeah, man, look like the saga is about to unfold for the Indiana Fever because Justine Pissott hasn't really seen a bunch of time. You feel me? She haven't seen a lot of action, and that's very interesting, man. Very, very.
And neither of them is particularly comfortable. The first option is to simply let Pissott walk away for absolutely nothing. They would lose a high-potential asset to the defending champions, allowing her to join a super team where she would likely thrive under a coaching staff that actually knows how to utilize her skill set. The second option is to match the offer, but this is where the drama really intensifies. The Fever do not have an open roster spot on their standard list. To keep their fan-favorite player and prevent the Aces from stealing her cookies, they have to fire someone else immediately. The atmosphere in the locker room right now is likely more tense than it has been all season. You have a young star who knows she is officially wanted by the best team in the world. And on the other side, you have veterans who are looking over their shoulders, wondering if they are about to be sacrificed to save a rookie. It is a win-lose situation that the
keep Justine, and we know Dantas is not a big contributor and not part of the future, but Scott can be. Yeah, man. Somebody said they can also cut Grace and re-sign her to a developmental contract. Grace contract guaranteed, so we will have to.
Fever front office brought on themselves through a lack of decisiveness. If you look closely at the roster, there is one name that every fan and analyst is pointing to as the obvious choice for the exit. Damiris Dantas has been a veteran presence for the team, but her contributions lately have been a major point of contention. The consensus among the fan base is that her future with the franchise is non-existent, whereas Pissott represents exactly where the team needs to go. The idea of keeping a veteran who is struggling while letting a future spark plug join the Aces.
I ain't gonna try to pronounce her name. Somebody said the Fever planning Dantas over Pissott was a dumb decision. Offense would have been great with Pissott on the floor. Whoa, we beat them so badly they are angry and going after our developmental players to rub it in. Pathetic. Yeah, man. So Richard Cohen put this out. Now, he said this June 30th. He stated, in case anyone saw this on WNBA K.
This is something the fans simply will not forgive. Someone even pointed out that the decision to play Dantas over Pissott earlier in the season was a dumb coaching move that cost the team momentum. But as the clock winds down on this 24-hour ultimatum, the conversation is shifting towards something even more concerning for the Indiana faithful. The internet is already buzzing with theories that this roster instability is part of a much larger problem within the organization. When you have a franchise cornerstone like Caitlin Clark, every single move the front office
said, wait, so does this mean it's a done deal? Justine Pissott has signed an offer sheet with the Aces. Oh, wow. When did this come?
This makes us under a microscope. High-profile voices in the sports media world have already started floating a terrifying possibility for Fever fans, that Clark could eventually be headed to Los Angeles, or another major market. The logic is simple but hard to ignore. A generational superstar needs an elite, decisive front office that is capable of building a championship culture. When Clark sees the organization struggling to manage a simple developmental contract, or losing promising young talent to the Aces because they weren't proactive, it sends a dangerous message. If the
What's up? Right on for the shout out, make sure our people and our partners are protected. But we all remember this right here, right? Let me see here. So this was at the conclusion of the game. Now watch Stephanie White put her hand over her mouth.
Fever cannot even protect their bench players from being poached. How can they be trusted to build a championship roster around the most famous player in the world? The move by the Aces is being described by some as pathetic or angry, with fans claiming that Vegas is just trying to rub it in after beating Indiana on the court. But others see it as a masterclass in psychological warfare. Becky Hammon knows exactly what she is doing. By targeting a
league-wide contract guarantee deadline in the WNBA. Somebody said, had the Fever practiced today already? Not yet. Does this mean the Fever must offer her a roster spot? Or do somebody say, yes, they'll need to open up a spot in the stand?
Player that the fans love, she is creating internal friction within the Fever's walls. She knows that if Indiana matches the offer, they have to deal with the fallout of cutting a veteran and the potential chemistry issues that follow. If they don't match, the fans will revolt against the coaching staff. It is a checkmate move from a coach who plays the game on and off the court with the same level of intensity. The Aces aren't just looking for a new...
She's nice looking. A lot of people feel like her basketball talent is on a whole nother level. Now, I'm here to tell you, there was a situation that occurred after the Las Vegas Aces game between Stephanie White and Becky Hammon. Now, they was just laughing it up. Let me see if I can pull up this clip real quick, because what I'm about to tell you guys here in a hot second...
player. They are looking to destabilize a potential future rival. They saw a player with a great personality and a high basketball IQ being wasted on a bench, and they decided to force Indiana's hand. As we wait for the official word on whether the Fever will match the sheet or let her go, one thing is certain. The power balance of the league is shifting in
Somebody else said the Fever will sign Tanaya Lanson, Hannah Stogie, or Sailor Long. I don't even know what that means.
Time. This isn't just about a backup guard. It's a test of the organization's competence and their vision for the future. If they blink and let Pissott head to Vegas, it will be seen as a massive embarrassment for a team that is supposed to be on the rise. But if they make the tough call and cut a veteran to keep her, it marks the beginning of a much-needed culture shift where performance finally outweighs seniority. The rumors of Clark leaving for LA might seem far-fetched now, but those rumors are fueled by moments just like this. Moments where a front office appears to be asleep at the wheel while the rest of the league is playing chess. The real question that everyone should be
Somebody else said Cox and White never even let her play in one game yet. She would be smart to go to the Aces. It's so funny how the Aces wants the cookie so bad. The Aces want her, bro. And then this is a whole nother story too. I'm gonna make a video later on breaking down this story, how they signed Kate Martin.
asking isn't just about the next 24 hours. It's about what happens on the 25th hour. If the Fever can handle a simple roster battle with a rival team, how can they be expected to handle the immense pressure of a playoff run or the expectations of a global superstar like Clark? This situation has exposed some deep cracks in the foundation, and the basketball world is waiting to see if the front office will patch them up or let the whole house come down. This is the kind of drama that defines a season, and the fallout is going to be something we talk about for years. Make sure you're paying attention, because in this league, if you don't protect your talent, someone else will always be waiting in the shadows to take it. The clock is ticking, the offer is signed, and the Fever are officially out of time to play it safe. Whatever decision they make by tomorrow morning will tell us everything we need to know about the true future of this franchise.